Since last time the headlamps have been finished, there's quite a lot of work gone into them because the rims were originally would have been nickel plated, but they were too far gone. So there's been a lot of masking on and off, and a lot of finishing, a lot of primer on and rubbing off to get the lamps as good as they are on this bar across the front. And the wings have been finished on. There's little bits to do on them left, but they're looking very good. Additionally, I've fitted the radiator back. It's not completely bolted up, but it's roughly where it ought to be by measurement from front to back. The engine's now in, it's all plumbed in. This is the top connection. As you can see, it goes down here, down and doubles back and goes in to the top of the engine. This is an high pressure fitting that you'd use on a welded job, like in a power station for instance. And I had to bore out the end here, so it took a copper fitting, and that's what that is. It's a copper fitting, and this is done similarly. That's an high pressure fitting that's been bored out to take this copper fitting. This is a piece of inch rubber hose, goes into two more copper fittings, connected again with a bit of inch hose to the suction of the pump. This fairly simple and modern thermometer, which is trying to replicate an original one, were bought from Depanauto in France, who do some spares for this particular model and other old French models. The next job is to fit this carrier which takes the spare wheel. It fits roughly there, that bracket, like that, and then this piece fits here. Goes on a hole there, and well, it goes more up there then, doesn't it, like that. So that goes on there like that, and these are studs that took the wheel, they go in there. So this takes the wheel, sits on there. It's been straightened as this shaft, and it's now ready to go back. And that's the size of the pinion. It is rack and pinion steering. Now modern rack and pinion steering, that wouldn't have an angle on it, that pinion, to be straight, and it'll drive a straight rack. The rack on this is in the form of a quadrant, and that mates into it and drives it, but it is rack and pinion steering. Right, the back wings are yet to be finished. There's part filled, but there's a lot more filling to go on and rubbing down yet. It opens like that. So it goes in like that. It's such a good fit that I have to do it this way, look. And have you noticed how well it fits at the back here? It nearly moves the cloth up. Can you see that? How close that is. I shall peel back the covering. I shall put glue on and glue on this contact adhesive, and then I shall in effect do that. I shall push it down there and I shall push it out there. Can you see the effect that has? It'll flatten it, and then I shall glue it back under there. Well, it isn't glued, it's in like a clamping action underneath. Just look inside here then, Andrew. It's come up quite well inside. Once I get a carpet down, it'll look real pretty. Inside here with the controls, it's more or less all been sorted. That's the petrol tap, where you turn the petrol on and off, and that's still in use, even though the petrol now goes to a pump. I've had to modify this fitting here. This is the accelerator pedal. If you look up here, I've had to extend it because the original accelerator pedal pushes through a rod. It pushes onto the carburetor on the original engine. This engine requires it to be pulled, so I've added this little bit here that you can probably just see, and now it operates through a cable, and that's essentially the movement of it. I've moved this pedal that way, so I've extended the actual thing you put your foot on this way to compensate for it, which meant I've had to move that further to finish up between these two pedals, whereas originally this was over here further and that was over here further. That pedal is the brake, of course. The dashboard's been fitted. this centre panel is fitted in temporary, and the speed hose fitted, and the cable's now connected to it right through to the back of the car. This is the choke operation for the carburettor, and I've used an original Reliant choke cable, and because of the length of it, it was more convenient to fit it here than anywhere else. And since it's such a small car, I'll reach that from the driver's side. Modify it to make it go from front to back. So there's a weld there being altered, there's a piece being stuck in here to make it longer, and there's a modification there to get it to run to the back, and that's an original Reliant silencer, and they're just fitted into the edge of the upright of this framework. And I've managed to find some nice cap nuts to finish them off with.
Yeah, I've got the little.
Can you go all clear? Right now, right to the back.
Hang on.
Are you alright? Just lower it down onto the back, love.
What's the back yet?
You're alright there. Go forward with me. Goes in that little hole there.
Yeah.
Oh, first class, Susan.
Is that the first time it's been on?
Well, first time it's been unpainted, yeah. I've got to sort of adjust the radiator to suit. What do you think to the colour?
It looks lovely, doesn't it?
It's very nice.
You get an impression what it's going to look like, don't you?
You do?